Live everywhere. We're live everywhere.
I believe this is the first ever Two Brothers podcast live on YouTube and Facebook.
You're going to be amazed, though. Like, we posted your stupid little teases of this thing, with all the words on it or whatever. I don't know what you officially call it. But, like, one of them has, like, 25,000 views on our Dome Dynasty social media. Like, it's getting up there where it's going to beat Xavier Wampin, some of those posts. Like, what is going on? Like, it wasn't even it was like Madrid's intro. It's like I put that stuff on Facebook, YouTube, all that for years, and it gets 5, 10,000, maybe 3. But yeah, some stupid, what do you call these little tease things that you do with the words on them and it's vertical, and so you can't even see like the video of like Donnie, and people are like, oh, this is awesome. So it's just a matter of how those things hit the right people at the right time. Like 25,000 views. Are you okay?
Yeah,
are we live?
We are at least live on YouTube. So
you're checking out the analytics?
I was analyticing it for a second, and then we weren't live on Facebook. So now I'm trying to figure out if we're live on Facebook and YouTube. I don't want to lie to the viewers if we're only live in one place.
I know, but I mean, when you're big time, you just say, we're live across everywhere. So
we are now live. I don't believe they probably got the open.
Oh,
which, I mean, just terrible. But we are live on Facebook. Let me just take a gander real quick. Are we live on YouTube?
Is your dad gonna? He tried to comment on Facebook last time.
He did. I don't know.
It's like his text when he runs words together.
8:43. Is he really awake already today?
Yeah, I don't know. Like he's. I think he gets. I think he sleeps a lot, like off and on during the day. But I'm sure that he's up early.
All right. From everything I can see, we are live on Facebook and we are live on YouTube. We will have to the calamity later. We'll have to figure it out. Oh, I can see viewers. We got viewers. So
no, this is not good. So the other thing is, I got a frog. I got a frog jumping in my window. Well, the amount of feedback that this is like, I talk about all the views that we get by mixing in some former video that we have. So maybe this is the only way people will ever see some of the great stuff that I have, that Jesse and I have, by putting in one of your stupid teases from this show. But just being down in Pleasantville, obviously for tough reasons with Coach Adrian, but getting to see everybody that was able to see, and everybody, and I think that's the weird thing about family and small town Iowa. If we grew up in Britt, we'd probably even be a bigger deal.
Oh, way bigger if we grew up in Britt, West Branch, Emmitsburg.
Yeah, but I do think that there's some things that Coach Adrian and some of the coaches and teachers in our community that we had that raised us, and I think a lot of people argue this from their town. We've had a lot of successful, really high achieving people from our community, and I think it was because our sports mattered. I mean, we built that gym, in the 70s.
Built this city,
and it just it's kind of been there. So
Trojan football.
So when we do this show and talk about Pleasantville, and I think people were kind of mad at you, which they should be, or maybe, but we were talking about Madrid. You love to, but I mean, we like Madrid.
People were mad at me. People are never mad at me.
Yeah, they are. So, but it was so weird to have people that are, younger than you that we're connected with now, and people that are older than me, and all of them commenting. And I know they don't watch this whole thing. They just see your stupid teases. So on the backside of your social media, after you repost, because you don't repost, I post stuff about the football on our Dome Dynasty social, but some of the stuff, can you see the amount of views that you're getting on your teases?
Yeah, you're talking about, I think there were a couple over 40,000 views. Just fun stuff that, like, I'm not even tracking it. I don't really care. Like, I'm just in one. I haven't had any time to look at any of it. So I just post it and go. Yeah. Like, I used to, even when somebody would like wish me happy birthday, I would go back and say something sweet back
Yeah.
to human.
If you're going to say something sincere. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Brandon 6 years ago. I was a really good human then. Now, even judging, so my feedback that I get from this show
Yeah.
is
As your smart aleck tech stuff, right?
yeah, I get a lot of like just try to push my buttons then.
Yeah. Oh,
So I will say we're a little delayed in Two Brothers podcast this week for multiple reasons.
well, 24 hours ago, I was dropping your rear end off at the airport.
Yeah, I was at the Des Moines International Airport, which you talk about a remodel.
Whoa, buddy.
You talk about a glow up, baby. Des Moines Airport has glowed up.
Scared money don't make money.
It looks amazing. I can't wait to see what happens next there. It's pretty amazing. And to be flying in and out of there on a weekly occurrence. I guess I didn't fly in there, truly.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to you on Monday.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I flew into Chicago Midway, had to drive a vehicle.
I think you know, when I was
into that.
I was listening to you talk about how you might get back to Iowa. I just like how you can kind of sit in that, like, I don't even know when, and I'm like that now. Before that used to drive me crazy. Like, Frontier doesn't fly out of Denver except for Monday. So yeah, but you just got on another plane.
Yeah, whatever. So we will hit on that. That's
neither. That another segment?
That might be another segment, but anyhow, so that is one reason. I guess that is a little bit of the reason why we are Saturday morning back porch radio sports blanket.
Yeah,
Saturday morning. This is when we probably should be doing this show
probably.
Like this would be the perfect time. We come off an unbelievable football Friday night, and you talk about some amazing football games. There were a lot of those. We'll get into those in the Iowa Football Coaches Association segment later today. But like I can never do it on Saturday morning. Like I've already so it's 9:48 in Florida.
Yeah, and I got my grandkids coming over in an hour. So this got to be done in an hour.
We got to wrap this. Like I got to go. Bailey's got to play flag football, I think, today. I don't think she's even going. It was raining and nasty.
Bailey don't play in the rain.
She was kind of like, I'm done. I'm out. Nope. And then I dropped Grayson off at varsity fall ball, Keswick baseball practice, and then it poured. And so then I had to run back up there because I forgot to give him his phone this morning. But technically, he probably should have taken it. But long story with everything, I had some travel issues this week.
Yeah.
So we can get into those. Those were kind of fun. But the real reason we didn't want to do a podcast this week is because the Trojans lost.
Oh, the week before. Yeah.
And I heard all about it.
From I-35 folks.
From all these beep, beep, whatever. Like that was all the text I got. Just beep, 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 beep. I already hated Interstate 35. So, like the Fighting Douglases can just go get lost. And Ryan Freeman and all these different people that just like beep, beep, like in whatever.
They pounded the ball too. Like they just ran the ball and
Which good win for Interstate 35. You know, that's a good win against the Trojans. But it was fun. I got to watch some Trojan versus Trojan football last night, West Marshall, Pleasantville. So then because of the outcome of last night's game, we can do this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we might get into that a little later today as well.
Isn't it extremely strange though, how the impact of one player on certain teams can make that difference? And it's hard to measure some of those things, but obviously Braylon is the Cooper DeJeans of our family, so it's just nice. Or the Tim DeWitt, whatever. And plus, he's a mature kid, so it's kind of unique. It would be unique to see if they could play I-35 again, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't. Unless we end up the 1, they end up the 3, or 4 seed, they win, then we play second round or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Or they end up the 1, we end up the 3. Like, there's a lot of scenarios now because I think there's the potential in that district now. West Marshall, Pleasantville, and Interstate all end up with 1 loss.
Yeah, it's freaky too. Like some of the things are making sense across the state of Iowa, and then you see some stuff pop up. After Van Meter beat like Woodward Granger last week and then lost to Clarinda last night, there's just some crazy things that you can never measure high school football. And the game I was at last night, holy cow, the Raiders from Williamsburg came over and Oh, we'll talk about that later, I guess. But yeah, it's
all right. Let's jump into this show.
What segment? Yeah, do the show. Do the segment. Keep this going.
We're
Or not.
Little McKay segment here as we jump into kind of what's up and also what's up segment today. We're going to talk a little creatures of habit. Talk about creatures of habit. McKay doing everything right all the time for everyone in their area, which is pretty awesome. Opening the Pleasantville location. And then I saw some stuff this week on our top fan, Brad Veenstra.
Yeah, our number one fan, Veenstra.
Our number one fan, Brad Veenstra, like McKay Insurance.
He missed our show, like our third episode. I'm like, what's wrong with you, man?
Are we dropping him off the top list?
He's not, unless he comments or texts or something. I mean, he's out.
I don't know. Like, there were some people that were vying for the top spot, and I think we've got some comments and stuff now.
I don't know if people. Oh my gosh, there's a huge frog in my window well. It keeps scaring me. Sorry, but I think somebody's coming in. But yeah, I mean, they have to text me. Do you have a comments list? Oh, show comments on stage. I don't want to hit that, do I?
Yeah, hit that. I don't know what it does, but it'll be fun. So
comments take the stage. I don't know if we want to do that. This is live.
Do it. It'll be interesting. We'll see what happens. Sometimes you got to live a little dangerously.
Yeah, well, I'd hit it, so we'll see what happens.
But anyway, if you're waking up from a huge Trojan victory, you're waking up like in the Iowa area, and comment. Let's hear what you got, what you think. It's a big football weekend with the Hawkeyes playing Indiana and the Cyclones playing Arizona. So pretty cool what's going to happen there with everything. But let's jump into a couple things. So my travel.
Yeah.
Let's go into my travel. So this was a dead week for me for my kids' activities this weekend. And so those are the weeks I like to try to travel. So then I know that like Coach and Bailey's team, I like to be there as much as possible. With the craziness in the business, I haven't been able to be at her practices as much as I would like. And when
we were there, you got to run them.
And so, yeah, and that's the nice thing about her team is there is enough help that like there is really quality people running practice out there. So very grateful in that situation. Like last year on Coast Baseball, like the guy had Corey Dickhouse running it. I couldn't trust him for anything.
Is he one of the 14 viewers this morning? That'd be awesome.
He's corporate Corey, Publix corporate Corey. I don't think has social media at all.
So he runs like grocery stores. Why aren't they sponsoring this? Why are we sponsored by Publix?
He's like big time too.
Yeah, I know.
And so like, the funny thing is I don't think he'll ever see or hear this. Like he's the guy that can just stay away from social media.
Yeah, but he would hear it from somebody that says something to him, right?
He might, hopefully. Yeah. So we just put that in the universe. We'll see. But anyhow, I was trying to get back to Iowa this week. So we played till like 9:30, 10:30 Sunday night. Bailey had a really good weekend. I don't even have any of those highlights ready.
Oh, great.
So she hit like 500 on the weekend, hit the ball all over the field. And so just fun to watch her start to kind of bring herself together and understand that she's got to put the work in. And if she puts the work in, she's going to be pretty amazing. She's out in the other room. I'm surprised I didn't hear her go, "What are you talking about?
Are you talking to Uncle Dave?"
Yeah. So
we're live on Facebook. Just bring it up on your iPad.
Yeah, she jumped in.
Well, she would bring it up if she knew all that was happening. That's the thing. It's just like not putting Grayson in fantasy football. There's just some things that you don't need Bailey to be on Facebook right now because she'd probably find a way to take it over and interrupt the stream.
It would not be good, actually. Yeah. I didn't think about that. So good call on. Hopefully she doesn't know it's happening. But yeah, so she had a pretty good week. Actually, I think I can share some of her highlights here.
You just out of the blue pulled it up anyway.
Yeah, let's see if I can actually get it live, which would be kind of cool. Because some of the stuff that she was doing this week was pretty amazing. Like it's
pretty funny. Like, when you think about, here we go. God, I'm still counting you and your slideshow socials. There's her ring. See, I didn't see that.
No, this was kind of the hidden one. So, like, this was kind of her, kind of fun, like her just hitting the ball all over the place, scoring runs. And they ended up, like, finishing second in like the silver bracket or whatever. And they got a ring, so they thought they were really cool. But pretty fun with the St. Pete Elite team. Like we're definitely the 11U team playing in the 12U bracket. So you can even see like in some of these, if I show kind of the team picture, like we're young, you can just see, like, and we've got next year, it'll be pretty fun, like to see this group kind of come together, and we're going to be pretty salty when that all happens. But so Bailey's team, played till like 9:30. You can see it's getting dark here in the photos. Played till like late in the night, and then nobody would decide where they were going to eat after, and so then I just pulled into like the first restaurant. It was a Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. Yeah. Did you get, Cracker Barrel, you can get like Tupperware and.
I just thought, okay, we can eat something real quick, get out of here. And it was like another hour later. So it was like 10:30 by the time we got home from everything. I had to be at the airport at like 3:30 in the morning, to leave at like 5:30.
Before everything changed.
Yeah. And so then my flight ends up going now I'm going Tampa. It was supposed to be Tampa to Des Moines. There was nothing, like, I don't think there was enough people for the flight or whatever. So then I ended up on Frontier, Tampa to Denver to Des Moines. Not a big deal. I'm still going to be in Des Moines by 1:40 on Monday. I'll miss the Monday morning meeting and all that, but still, I'm going to be in Des Moines. I'm going to have 5 days in Des Moines. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So Frontier is like, so you didn't know you were doing Frontier until it got changed.
Yeah. So then,
but Frontier's not real. Like, I don't know anything about the airline. It's probably great, but they don't have tons of inventory.
Yeah, I don't think tons of anything. So then we end up getting stuck on the tarmac for like 2 hours Monday morning. Some aircraft maintenance paperwork issue, so we couldn't get out, everything. And so then they had to pull us off because we were on the tarmac for too long. And then as I'm trying to get back on the plane, then they're like, "You're not going to make your connection, sir." And we've looked at your flight. There's no way to get you to Des Moines until Thursday at 1.
Oh, they're just talking to you right there.
Yeah, they're just like, Thursday at 1:20. You can make it to Des Moines.
like you're moving back there or something. That's why you got on Frontier.
And I'm like, what do you mean Thursday? This is still Monday at 9:30 in the morning, and 8:30 Iowa time. And so I was like, just get me to Chicago then. So they were able to book me to Chicago Midway, and then I'll just book a car and I'll make it the rest of the way. So as I'm like, just grab my bag so I can get my bag in Chicago. And they're like, the door's closed. The plane's done. Like, you're going to have to pick up your bag in Denver. And I'm like, well, at least get it to Des Moines. And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll get it to Des Moines as soon as possible. We'll have connecting flights or whatever. So long story short, I rent a car. I'm getting ready to walk on the Chicago Midway flight. And then I get a call from a Chicago number. And the Chicago number says, "Hey, sorry, sir. We saw you booked a car away from the airport. But we have to take all of our cars to the airport because the airport is sold out of cars. So we have to cancel your reservation." So I couldn't book a one-way rental from Chicago Midway to Des Moines through the airport, so I had to book it somewhere else. So that's why I did that. So then they canceled the reservation. So then I called Angel real quick. I'm like, "Hey, can you call and try to get a car?" So then
wasn't she teaching?
No, she was off on Monday, so they didn't have anything on Monday.
Oh, you got lucky there.
Got lucky with that. I think they had like a teacher in service, so she had the ability to make a call. So she called, and so I get off the plane in Chicago, and I still don't have a rental car.
So because you were like, originally after I talked to you, you were like, yeah, I should be there at 1.
So then I decided then, okay, well, I'll just go, I'll go to the rental car place, which was like a mile away. So I took the bus to the rental car place. And then the lady was awesome. And she's like, "Yeah, you had a reservation, but it got canceled and this and that." And I'm like, explain the story. And so then she got me a rental car. I was able to drive to Des Moines in some really cool Dodge. I don't even remember what it was. It was like some Dart or something. It was interesting. I was not ready for what it was. Lightning.
So where'd you drop that off at?
So I dropped it off at the Des Moines airport.
Oh, okay.
And so
who got you, Briar or your mom?
My mom picked me up, my mommy. So she got me. And that was one of the big reasons I was back this week is she was having a procedure. So I wanted to make sure I was around for that.
Right. I wanted to do two bros like at the hospital.
So we didn't, and we are not. And so did all that. So I finally got back. And on my trip back to Des Moines, they told me my bag would not be back into Des Moines till Thursday night. So then I jumped out of a brand strategy meeting to go see my bag on the carousel Thursday afternoon, just hanging out. So at least I got my bag. I got everything by Thursday, and then back.
Well, yeah, because I told you I was back editing. I'm like, I could have just went and got it. And you're like, well, they might have needed an ID. And I'm like, well, that's true. And I thought, well, I could have taken your ID. But the other thing is, you just walked in there. It was just on the carousel. So you could have just walked out. And today, like the difference between, back in the day, even without all the security, still, even back in the day, somebody would have been probably called you physically and said, did you get your bag, Mr. Bingham? But now, even with all the technology, all the tracking, all that, nobody at Frontier or whoever sent your bag there would care or know. And if it's like, oh, if you called and said you didn't get it, they'd be like, sorry, dude, don't know where it's at. I mean, things have changed so much.
They have. So it was just odd that like I just walked in and grabbed it. I mean, I was back in the meeting.
Oh, there's my bag right there.
I grabbed my bag just and walked out, and 30 minutes later, I was back in a meeting. So that was funny. It does look and appear that we do have comments rolling in.
I know. I don't think they're coming on the stream. I thought I had more coffee over there. I don't. This is a bummer. It's a bummer. I need a coffee assistant. We've had up to 16 viewers at once. I mean, that's amazing.
Just on Facebook. I have no idea what YouTube's doing. I'm sure there's a billion people on YouTube.
Wait till I put that comment in a little tease and you put it on Facebook, and then we have 28,000 views of that.
Yeah, like overnight. Yeah. So pretty cool. Let's get kind of rocking with everything else. So
yeah, we got to keep going. I got Carter Rex and Gemma Drew coming over, and you got to
I don't know what all I got to do today. Like I haven't even realized I'm at home yet. So So as we kind of talk through some of the craziness with travel, with everything, it was kind of funny. So I heard this, and I don't have the video like I would normally I'm really on it. I'm not on it today. Like this may be the worst show of the worst show of the worst shows.
I think so far it's one of the best. Plus we're live.
I saw Scotty Scheffler posted something, and I think this was leading up to the Ryder Cup and just kind of the ambiance of that event and everything. And so, I think if we had a favorite golfer right now, it's Bryson DeChambeau, just because of his underdog challenges that we've got to see and everything. But Scotty Scheffler, for some reason, they were talking to him about Chipotle.
Yeah.
And Scotty Scheffler, in this interview goes, yeah, I go to Chipotle.
Yeah.
But I don't go to the one by my house. I go to the one, and then he kind of stopped himself, and he's like, I go to the one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not telling you the one I go to, but I go to the one. And he's like, when I walk into the one, like, nobody recognizes me.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. I get what I get. Like, and then he kind of like almost started kind of catching himself, like, I better not say too much.
Yeah.
Like, that's my Chipotle. I want to go to my Chipotle. I want to get what I get. And I want to move on. And so it's just funny, like Scotty Scheffler at Chipotle, it made me think, when you do kind of reach the fame and the stardom, the Scheffler and the Bryson DeChambeaus and then pro athletes and everything, it's probably hard to go to Chipotle. It's a lot like Dave Bingham going to Casey's.
Yeah, it just depends on it's so cool because like you could be brand aware and connected to a brand. So you might like Chipotle better than Poncheros, but the people at that Poncheros that's maybe 2 blocks over or whatever, it's such a better experience just because of their attitude and their effort and what's going on. So sometimes you're just drawn to that. And when you walk in, they're going to be like, hey man, good to see you. And
so it brought me back to you and Casey's. Like I remember probably about 10, 15 years ago now.
I said it once and now you say it all the time.
Yeah. You think that like the people at Casey's are like your best friends.
Well, it used to be that way. I don't know if anybody is friendly anymore. It's not a Casey's thing either. It's just like you used to have the same person there all the time. And so when you would go in, you would meet them and you would say something like, where are you from? You'd pull the Ed Thomas on them. They'd be like, I'm from Ackley. Oh, you're from AGS. Do you know the cruise? So then they'd be like, who is that person? And then the next time you came in, you would say, hey, Ackley lady or whatever. And then you make that connection, right? So now, no matter where you go, unless there's somebody super. That's why I went to the same barber forever, but I keep going there, and Ryan's not there, so I haven't been able to get my haircut there.
Mr. Yankees.
Yeah,
right.
Mr. Yankees. He's going to be. I got to go get my haircut. I'll wait for maybe if the Red Sox beat the Yankees, but me and Butch both go to him. But Brent Butcher, boom, boom. But I think what happens now is there's so much inconsistency on who's running those stores. So like, Marcia Cook, the Cook boys, their mom was up here at the Casey's in Ankeny, one of the motherships. And, if you walked in there, she had a bunch of people working there because it was a big deal back in the day before we got 25 Casey's in Ankeny. And if she wasn't there, I looked at the worker and I go, "Hey, where's Marsh?" And they were like,
"What? What are you talking about?
You know who Marsha is?" I'm like, "Yeah."
We didn't even know her name. And then her name tag.
And then I would say, "Get her rear end out here. I need to talk to her." In my best Jeff Cook, impersonation. So
I do feel like there's a lot of things this week that reminded me how much you are like your dad, how much my sister is like my mom. Like all these things kind of hit me this week. And then I'm like, I'm just kind of my own soul. Whatever. Like I don't march to any. And then I'm sitting at the airport yesterday. I'm on the phone with you talking about like actually things that we probably should be talking.
Yeah,
about.
More important stuff. And then you had to kill me. And you said I'm out. What happened?
And I'm just sitting at the airport, and some guy starts talking about Creston beside me.
Oh yeah.
So then I got in a conversation with this guy, and I'm like, "Hey, he's cooler than you." And I just said, "See you later," and I was out. So then before I boarded the plane, I had a really cool conversation about Southwestern Community College. Yeah. I had a really cool conversation about Creston. And then I ended up in a conversation with some other folks about West Burlington.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Like we're all creatures of habit. We are who we are. They are who we thought they were.
Yeah.
And so but as I was driving into the office this week, I started thinking a lot about you being a creature of habit. And I'm like, have you found your new Jimmy John's?
No. And the Jimmy John's where we were was fine. And there's a Jimmy John's almost even closer, I think. So you just
go by the chicken coop, right?
Yep. You just go north and take a left. So I haven't had that experience there. But the thing about Jimmy John's is if it was the same guy handing you a sandwich every time, that'd be so cool. That's kind of what I miss is that.
So mine down here, my Jimmy John's, mine.
So do you go away from anywhere close, or do you just go to one for a certain reason?
So I go to the same one every time. I think it might be the only Jimmy John's in Florida.
Really? Yeah, I didn't see a lot of them when I.
No, there's not. But like right around the corner from Keswick, there's one, and it's the same. It's the same people every day.
Is it on that main drag as you head towards the?
As you go to the ocean, it's like right there. It's like right across from the VA, like Bay Pines VA. And it's funny because like I think they know who I am now.
That you've been there enough, yeah.
But like they don't, it's not like Iowa where they're like, "Hey man, like how'd Keswick do today?" Or like how, like there's none of that, but they kind of like want to like be friendly, and I'm friendly to them, and I have a conversation with them about something every time. But then they're kind of like, just go.
We just want to get back on our socials, and hopefully nobody's here and nobody's asking for extra mayo.
Awesome people, and you can just tell that but they're just really good at what they do. Like I'd say they're probably one of the better functioning and efficiency wise stores. You can tell like it's good stuff, but it's just like, here's that idiot from Iowa, like he's got the Iowa plates on. He's going to just come in. He's going to want to have a conversation with him. I'm like, oh man, I know what everybody feels like.
So you are your dad. I am. That's when you're Dan Bingham right there.
Yeah. I'm like, I know what it feels like to deal with my dad and brother now. So kind of funny with all of that. So Scotty Scheffler, Chipotle, he's got his own one. We've got our Jimmy John's. We've definitely got our Casey's. I don't know if I can say this on air. Maybe I have to whisper this.
Well, we're live, so it's going out there.
But do you have your Quick Star yet?
Quick Star?
Yeah. Because you kind of like Quick Star.
Oh, no, I do. I mean, Quick Star's all right. It's really Jesse, who by the way, fantasy football, Jesse's back. He does all the shooting for Dome Dynasty and everything.
Why are we talking fantasy football? Nobody said this was fantasy football.
And he smoked you last weekend. That never got brought up in any conversation. But
how do you know that he smoked me? I didn't see that.
because we're in the league together.
Oh.
It's my league. So, but back when we do all the games in the Dome and on the south side of Waterloo, Cedar Falls, there was a Quick Star. You know, one of the first ones is like a truck stop one. And so Jesse's not a complex person when it comes to certain things, but he loves to like walk around and shop. When a store has options, he likes to look, and he's got a very strict diet because he's in really good shape. But he's low carb guy. But he would, he's usually pretty like. But when he would go into a Quick Star, he'd just wander, because there's chicken and there's and I just got a beef stick and a Dr. Pepper, and I'm like, what is
a smoothie?
Doing? Yes, so he does. But the thing I like about Quick Star is like if things aren't going perfect, you'd be like, can I have a grilled cheese? And somebody will go ask a guy, and a grilled cheese will come to me, so I get a smoothie and a grilled cheese. I don't have grilled cheese at Casey's.
Not yet.
Grilled cheese with bacon on it.
Famous for everything else.
Yeah, I love them. I love them all. It's fine. I don't try to eat lunch anyway.
You don't. That's kind of weird. So yeah, it's just kind of fun to hit all of that. And so fantasy football, the only thing I realized from fantasy football is I did win my first game in our family.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
who'd you beat?
I beat Grayson. Let me see if I have the score.
So you got to play like each kid 4 times this year.
Yeah, I don't even know who I play this week.
Who's Angel? How's Angel doing?
She's not bad. I think from the whole thing, I think Grayson was the only really good team. And who did I have going Monday? I had Jahmyr Gibbs. He had Lamar Jackson.
Ooh.
I was down by like a point going into the game. So I had to I had to outscore him on Monday to win.
Yeah.
I had somebody else. I had somebody snuck in. But anyway, there's the final score.
Jeez. Oh, by like points. So you did win it by like tenths of a point, a tenth of a point?
So I scored 139.82. He scored 138.72. I don't know how the tenth of a point's like. I have no idea how our scoring system works in that. We got to go back to the old score it by the Des Moines Register Sunday paper, like the big peach. But for whatever reason, I won 139.82 to 138.72.
That's nice.
A huge win in that. I don't even acknowledge my other fantasy league because I don't know
because it's actually competitive and hard, and you have to be smart to win.
Yeah, it's not good. I thought I was going to be really good, but
I got laughed off the stage with my draft this year, but I'm probably the stoutest team in the league. I can injuries, it doesn't matter. We just come with great attitude and effort.
All right, so in the league that matters, Grayson is 2-1, Angel is 2-1, B&P Construction is 1-2, which is me, and then Bailey B-Dog is 1-2. So Grayson is leading, but Angel's hot on his heels, and I don't know who I play in that week. I'll have to figure that out this week.
Yeah.
All kinds of fun. Let's jump into our next segment here.
I did not bring enough coffee for this live stuff, so I was going to show some Duke Baxter stuff. Do you follow him too?
Duke Baxter's good. I like Duke Baxter. You got some good Duke Baxter. The folks at Schroeder Baseball love Duke Baxter. They love those flag and shade. Performance, like follow them online. 641-203-0734. Get all your baseball needs at Schroeder Baseball. Follow them on Facebook at Schroeder Baseball. You need a bat, you need a glove, you need anything baseball, or they're even expanding a little bit into other sports. You need anything, give Jake Schroeder a text, call, Facebook message. You can even send him, like, if you write a letter and put it in the postal service, he will get it and he will deliver for you.
You almost went Donnie there.
Yeah. Just like UPS, we always deliver, baby.
I like mail. So I had Wilkins in there last night. Aaron Wilkins is helping us with. We got a Pleasant.
We got to call him Lil Wilk.
Little Wilk. We got a nickname. I haven't nicknamed.
Let's go Little Wilk right now. So
he's not little. He's big.
Yeah, he's. It's kind of like me and you. He's little big Wilk.
This is hilarious. So I don't do Venmo. I think it's the stupidest thing ever. And but then Nate Corselman, who's a big wig, it sounds like he's actually got some cool things going. So we don't want to give Nate too much credit. I got to talk to Tim and Scott quite a bit. this week at Tom's stuff. So that was great. But
talking to Tim's a good thing. Talking to Scott, I'm not sure.
That's fine. Saw McGraw, saw everybody. But so nobody pays their bills in our fantasy football league.
I thought everybody but me did.
There's some people that are really, really good about it. Some of it, but so Nate's a good guy, actually, even though he tries to be ornery and act like he's really funny and everything like you. But so he Venmo'd me. I had a Venmo. He Venmo'd me like $178, and I'm like, dang it. So then I was gonna Venmo that to Tom, and my app didn't work. So I gave him cash, gave Judge cash for last year's league. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna give Aaron some money because I'm gonna pay him to come help us. This is cool. I'm so glad that so I was trying to give him money out of the Venmo last night with him standing right there. I'm like, hey, Aaron, how do I do this? And it just kept saying server not responsive. And I'm like, what is going on? So I couldn't even pay him through Venmo. So, but yeah, he's going to be doing some stuff for us. And he's, you see all these graphics all over. This is just something he threw together last week after taking pictures at Kuemper, Odebolt, Arthur, Battle Creek, Ida Grove.
The Fighting Jax DeJeans versus Kuemper Catholic. So just a cool little Wilk graphic of the week here.
Little Wilk.
Yep, Little Wilk graphic of the week here with Carroll, Kuemper, and Odebolt, Arthur, Battle Creek, Ida Grove.
I do like having him though because he's a taller kid. He's a big kid. He's kind of like it's kind of like Gabby's Noah.
You can get the overhead shot.
Yeah, my future son-in-law. Just having those taller guys, it makes you feel like, okay, if we got a rumble, we'll be good. We got this big guy.
We're gonna be okay.
No, we're putting him out there. I think he does a lot of good content creation. We're happy to have him, and we are. There's no secret. We're going to Pleasantville next week. Never been down there for a Dome Dynasty. I haven't been down to shoot a game for a really long time. So, with everything that's been going on, it just feels right. And we'll have Wilk down there taking some pics for us and getting some shots.
Well, that sounds pretty fun to have. I'm actually trying to queue up some West Marshall Pleasantville highlights.
Okay, keep going that. I tell you what, when we did go to the Odebolt Arthur's got some players. I think Kuemper's one of those teams that we've seen over the years that they just have enough kids that this is the right time. Coach Steinkamp's he knows what he's got. The Baethke kid is really good. They've got a Benami that's a receiver that's super physical. And I think he's got a brother or cousin at Iowa. But this is Rafe Jensen, the kid from Odebolt Arthur. He is just like the kid Cash Brown that we saw last night for Williamsburg. These kids that are like 5'7", 180 pounds. But Baethke, you can just see he's got a lot of skills.
Kuemper's quarterback looks like a dude.
Yeah, he's not like the super most, I'm gonna run all over, but he's just athletic enough. And he reminds me of him, and this is that Jensen kid. But the kid that we saw last night from Des Moines Christian and the Baethke kid from Kuemper, a lot of big kids, strong kid. The kid from
Jax DeJeans.
Yeah, there's Jax. Jax is basically very similar, like I said, to Alan Lazard or Brandon Myers. These are kids that are playing high school football that maybe if you put them at quarterback or whatever, you would see them, but in the role that they're in, they're not always gonna show up. So it'll be interesting. There's the Benami kid. He is just, and then they run the ball really well. Kuemper's got a lot of kids. They're going to be a beast. They're going to be tough to deal with. One again after beating the Falcons last week. One again.
They seem like a huge 2A to me. Look at that guy.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun to see, and I think Odebolt's going to be right in the mix. But then you still have Boyden Hall, Rock Valley in this district. It is 2A is going to be interesting. Last night,
I was looking at scores for 1A and 2A last night and this morning. And I'm like, man, you better be ready. Come dome time, you better be ready to roll up the sleeves and get to work.
How cool is it just to be able to go to a game where you get to see the Ida Grove people of the world? I had to drive through Ida Grove. I had a teammate on my first intramural or my first camp at Northwestern College in Orange City was from Ida Grove. So it's just cool because when Larry Allen brought those kids up there for the first time in 19, we were like, what the hell is going on here? And it's like when you get to see James Vandenberg or you get to see Brett Meyer and you're like, who are these people in this Dijon kid or whatever? I think
we couldn't say his name for a while.
Yeah. And then they showed up there and you talk about some dogs, you talk about some sparky kids. And I was like, wow, these guys are fun. And then they won that title in 19 and won it in 20. And who knew that they had, the iconic kid. And there's a million of them out there. Kuemper represents every kid that we see on a Friday night, whether this is Jensen kid or baiting or the kids that you're going to see, the Brown kid from Williamsburg last night. And they have a Ouijan. There's a play that I could show you that was just incredible last night. If you go on our Dome Dynasty socials,
pop her up. You got her?
And watch it. So I would have to. I think I can. It's not on this one though. So.
So here's some Williamsburg, Des Moines Christian highlights.
Yeah. And so, this is the town kid. And so I thought this game was going to be a shootout. It took forever. We barely got the highlights back to the blitz. Hit Malachi Osborne for a 70-yard touchdown early. And then it was just 10-7 at half. And this is the play where Cash Brown goes out. He finds J.R. Buck. I don't know if it's Junior Buck in the program. It's just J.R. Buck.
I think no matter what, he's just J.R.
But yeah, so I mean, then they had a 66-yard play. It's just kind of back and forth, but you can see why I think like Brown is a little bit like Jensen from Odebolt Arthur, and this is 3A. But Coach Matt Daniels doing some amazing things with Des Moines Christian. They're unbeaten and ranked like 3rd or 4th coming into this game, right? But Williamsburg had lost to Xavier, they had lost to Sol, and they lost to PCM but they just got some dudes, and so yeah, Brown's not afraid to sling it. He'll get picked every once in a while, but that'll happen. But I don't know if anybody knows how this ended, Brandon. So the game was 10-7 still at half. 3 minutes to go in the game. Williamsburg's marching, runs a double pass play, goes up 17, goes up. So this is the last play of the game.
So they go up. So you can explain.
They go up to 7. Yeah, they go up 17-7, and then kind of get the ball back with under 3 minutes. Then stall them and then stop Des Moines Christian. Game's over. Only like a minute left. Couldn't quite run out the clock. Des Moines Christian doesn't get a first down. They do get a first down. They throw a bomb. 17-14, onside kick. Williamsburg, it was a great onside kick. Williamsburg almost didn't get it. Still got it. There's like 3 seconds left in the game. Williamsburg has it, and they're trying to figure out, okay, how do it's 4th down. What we run out, we run around, we run into a safety. Jesse's got Coach Blythe in the ear. And so they run all the kids on 9s. Brown goes back, throws up the ball. Game clock should expire. It didn't. They put 1 second on the clock from where the line of scrimmage was. So Des Moines Christian got a chance to kick this thing. And the kicker's good. And I was like,
so what are we talking here? I see the 30-yard line.
It's probably a 45-yarder. Yeah.
40. It looks like it's spotted about 46, 47 yards.
Yeah. And he had a chance.
This is to tie it.
Yeah, and the game had been over like 3 times for Williamsburg. And Coach Blythe and Austin Blythe, of course, has been through. There's a son. But I actually have some video of them trying to win it a few times, so we can remove that from the stage. But
Hoodie guy.
Yeah, Hoodie T. I got Hoodie T. Thursday night, watching the Seahawks just dominate down here. I had 2001 video from the Dome. Just incredible stuff because it was I wasn't able to watch it, but Clay Central Everly was in there against Manning. That tape was dubbing, and the tape kept hiccuping, and I kept losing a portion of it. And the other part of that tape was Emmitsburg, Dike, New Hartford. So you had Dwayne Twait
in
Tom
the Dome.
Wilson, yeah, just all that stuff.
I think I remember the quarterback for Dike, New Hartford was like Chris Grooms.
Yeah, it could have been Grooms. Yeah,
I remember they had a 6'5" receiver,
tight end with a cutoff shirt. Yeah,
like a mullet before mullets were cool again. Like,
yeah, Struby was playing for Emmitsburg, and that was just my first year up there.
Actually, it might have been a fighting Gabe Baker moment too.
Gabe had to be gone by then, didn't he?
Yeah, had to. Yeah, that'd have been about my era. Gabe's way older than me, so
yeah, he's way older. So I mean, but for me to be able to watch my Seahawks and dub tape, I had a lot going on right there on that computer. Was where I was putting all the stuff. But I started thinking about Ed Thomas, Jerry Pizzetti, Wilson, Bellamy, Goodchild, Blatt. And that's just a few. Bob Howard, all those people in that first year where I quit my job and started shooting all the games, and what this has led to. And then Austin Blythe wasn't even in high school probably at that time. I don't even know. And then he goes on to Iowa, plays in the NFL, amazing career, and now he comes back, whereas father-in-law was coaching at Williamsburg. He goes to Cornell. Richie goes to Cornell, and he takes over as coach of Williamsburg last night. But both those coaches, tremendous, have done a tremendous job, and they're both probably playoff teams. But 6 districts and 3A this year, so top 2 will get in each, and then there'll be a wild card, so to speak. It's gonna be a battle to get into the playoffs, and I think both these teams get in, but it's gonna be. I mean, they still got Nevada and Winterset are pretty good, so who knows?
I don't know if there's a clear cut, domination in any class this year, which is pretty cool. Like, I just feel like there's a lot of really good football teams. And when it comes to, quarters and semifinals and finals this year, I think there's going to be a lot of really good football.
Can you get hot late? And that's even like Zelenovich and Southeast Polk kind of got smoked the other night by Dowling. And we haven't talked about some of that stuff, but then they come back. But how are you going to progress? And do those kids believe in that culture to understand, because sometimes like when we grew up, we lost a game to them, we're no good, or whatever. Now these programs are built with coaches and people be like, that's okay. Like, we're fine. We'll be, and so down late, it'll be interesting to see. I was telling a Des Moines Christian coach last night, I'm like, you just don't know. How can they respond? Who's going to be healthy? How do you feel next week? And is this game in the rearview mirror forever? And it has to be. So, yeah, looking out the windshield and not looking back.
Yeah, I was talking to, Johnston, coming off a huge win.
Holy cow. Liberty.
Last week against Liberty.
We're not giving Johnston any love.
No love.
Come on, man. Like, Coach Woodley's are like family.
No, but the Blitz didn't even cover them beating the Liberty.
I just show up on the Blitz. I don't run the Blitz.
Oh, my gosh. Like, Grant over there was, like, ready to just be done. Like, he was going to just defriend you.
Hey, tell him, like, when he can get Woodley back to the Dome and get a championship, then we'll cover him more. Otherwise, we're just going to follow Dowling and Coach Wilson.
Oh man, that'll really.
Oh yeah,
I can't wait for that text message to come in here.
That should be a tease, and then Gary Swenson will be like, "Well, he wouldn't care because he knows better." But yeah, I mean, you could put stuff on there that just take little bits of what I say and make people mad.
Just make people mad. The make people mad.
They know better.
No, but like that's a huge win. And I was texting him as he was like, I was like, put it on the bulletin board. Like, they didn't cover you. Put it on the bulletin board. And he was mad.
Kids at Johnson gonna be like, the Blitz? What's that?
What is that? Like,
as long as we're on
the Two Brothers podcast, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, we could probably connect more with the socials and stuff. Cause I don't think some of the kids even know that there's like ABC, NBC, and CBS. Like, they don't know what that is.
No.
Like,
is it on Instagram?
Yeah, they're so awesome. Like, I'm really proud that my highlights were on Instagram. They don't know what TV is.
It was just, so he was talking about, and so I just directly asked him, who's the best player in the state right now?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, the Liberty quarterback, Reese.
Well, he is. He's arguably.
And because they beat him, of course he's going to say he's the best quarterback.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. No, he's a good player. He's something else. He showed me something Dome last year, and Scott Chandler. We talked about Austin Blythe last night. These former NFL players coming back
to coach high school football.
DeVries has got them going up in Clear Lake. They are angry. They haven't been to the Dome in a while.
They beat last night. They smoked somebody.
Yeah, my memories. You made me get them to do this, and we got to end this thing at some point. But I mean, these former NFL guys.
Clear Lake 43, Independence 0. I mean,
Independence might have been undefeated.
Sixth ranked, undefeated. I'm pretty sure.
Clear Lake's got something going, so that's something that. We will see them in the Dome, I'm sure. And we talked to Austin last night, Brandon. Austin Blythe and Kurt Ritchie have like a hunting facility called Legacy Acres, or one of those things where they can take people out. And so they're supporting, the Ed Thomas Faith Family Foundation scholarships for the Iowa Football Coaches Association. And I did get some sound with him about that. But also Jared DeVries is one of the people that has helped funding that. So can't give those guys enough credit for what they do. And then ultimately just understanding what the foundation, what football does for our communities, and where these people are going. And even both coaches last night, Matt Daniels was at Central, coaching at Des Moines Christian, It's up in Lake Mills for a while after coaching. He played at Central and was roommate with one of Coach Blythe's other brothers. You know, he roomed with him at Central. All the Blythes are Central guys except for Austin. He was too good. He went to Iowa. Or,
Yeah, it's like Blythe and Baethke's, man.
Yeah, and then Corbin, was roommates with my son-in-law Drew at Central. So it's just that foundation of those people and making great people and doing good things for the community is so cool.
And that brings us to our next little segment, which is the Little Wilk
graphics.
Little Wilk graphic of the week.
Who's number one?
That's Logan Roth.
Logan's one in football.
So I think Braylon's 6. I think he's 0 in basketball. I think he's 6. Logan's 1 in football.
So of those touchdowns last night, how many did Roth have?
I think he had 1 or 2 that I saw. But like it was, as we talk about great humans, even I popped the game on last night and Angel immediately goes, "Is Ken Winkler still the head coach at West Marshall?"
Gosh, Ken Winkler's
it's just, and so just you talk about amazing humans, and so just a cool game, West Marshall Trojans versus the Pleasantville Trojans. So this was one I kind of had circled on the, like this will be a fun one no matter what.
Well, even with Braylon coming back, I just thought that was going to be a lot because the beginning of the year we earmarked Pleasantville, Ogden, thinking both those teams would be pretty good. And West Marshall's really, really, but after losing to I-35 but Braylon basically told us like, I will be ready for that game. It was kind of weird. He kind of told us that he'd be ready for it. So kudos to him.
Like 3 weeks ago, after he got hurt, he was just like, I'll be ready. I'm playing that game. Like I'm coming after West Marshall. And I was just like, whatever, dude. Like, what are you talking about? Like, just go play. Or go to another visit at Iowa State, like the kid just gets to do everything, but it was just funny. So here's a broken play. This, I think 7-0.
See how he just whips it?
He did. He threw a couple balls 50 yards last night, like running.
He's just like these two kids have seen this last couple of weeks with the whip, but he always has to do it on a broken play, and he always knows he's just going to do it. West Marshall's good too, aren't they?
Yeah, West Marshall was physical. Like they're good.
Did we stop the run at all? Did you watch that part?
They did. They stopped the run. Like they came up, and it was interesting. I think we got a lot of our athletes on the field, different places defensively, which was really cool. Braylon made a ton of defensive plays too, and you could tell. Like I don't know, he'll say this, but he had to be gassed. Not playing for a couple weeks, and then he played every play. And it was physical. I mean, he got hit a lot, and I think he didn't run the football as much as normal, like on purpose, it looked like. But there was a couple plays he had to take off and make some plays, and it was fun
for us to get up early in this game against the Trojans, that was probably really critical for their mindset. And young kids are like, oh, they lost last week, but they didn't have their best player, and oh, now he's back, and now we're down. So that kind of stuff is pretty important. These are two pretty good teams. This is one of those you talked about. This is a chance that these two play again too.
I think there's definitely, a potential that these two could play again. But it was this was a cool broadcast too. Kind of from the outside in, I get to see a lot of these things. And so West Marshall versus Pleasantville is a West Marshall broadcast. West Marshall brought on Coach Eichelberger from Pleasantville, who does the junior high stuff. He was on the broadcast with them, was live with a kid, I believe, from West Marshall doing the broadcast. So it was cool that they had both sides. They had the Pleasantville side, they had the West Marshall side, and just kind of talking through. So then, Coach Eichelberger knew the Pleasantville kids, was explaining Pleasantville kids stuff, and then their kid was awesome, their announcer. And
I think when we went up there a couple of years ago, they were playing PCM, and it wasn't that kid, but they had a really good setup. I mean, at least they had it, they had it down, and I think they're running it through Huddle. What were you watching it on?
It was through YouTube, but it was a Huddle broadcast. And so it was really cool. Like they had the kid, and then they had a kid last year during basketball doing the games that was awesome, and he was like little Dickie V, so it was fun. And so that's the cool things you see that it builds community. I mean, I'm guessing this was a high school or just out of high school kid that was doing this game. And he was
Yeah.
talking about, play calls from, it was really cool. And then he knew the Braylon Bingham recruiting side of it and talking about, man, like Iowa State gets this kid. This is the kid they need. This is the kid they want, and it was just fun to kind of watch it all kind of take place last night inside the game and me get a chance to just kind of watch it and see.
Well, and we were talking earlier on this.
There's
oh my
touchdown.
Lord, who's down there? And just how he hits him in stride. That's the thing like Cooper did. And that's the thing that some of these athletes that never play quarterback, the Schulte kid when he was at Xavier, whatever, their ability to hit kids at any time and space and speed. When you see that at high school, you're just like, why don't they play these guys in college? But that it's just totally different. But just their ability to hit people. But I mean, he's wide open, but he still doesn't. There's nothing there. It's like right on the nose.
And he missed a couple passes early, but man, I'm going to go out on a limb here.
Is he celebrating there?
Oh yeah, he was very celebration.
That's not like him.
No, it was interesting. So I'll get this off the screen.
Who fell down back there? What's going on?
Will Metzger, I thought, was gone. And so then they got him all stretched back out. He was good to go. But
you got to stretch the hammies. I always have tight hammies.
There were a couple moments last night, and I live on both sides of this. So I'm a huge Caitlin Clark fan. I'm a huge Braylon Bingham fan. I think they're the same human. I think Caitlin and Braylon are very similar in the way they handle. If Caitlin's
she's never been afraid. She's never been afraid to let people see that competitor in her, and I think that's great. She doesn't run from it, but I think that there's people that are like that. I do like to keep it in check a little bit. I feel like Braylon's kept it in check a little bit.
Yeah, last night it looked like there must be something between these two schools from it was a little chippy. There was some baseball stuff, I think, too.
That's okay.
Was really good. And back in my day, we played West Marshall in every sport. We were in the same conference, and they were good at everything. We were good at everything. It was fun.
That's good. That's the good stuff. You want.
I don't remember. I think it was Bo German or something was their stud pitcher. He's probably now a coach on their team.
Yeah.
But
they've got a great staff.
And there was chippiness, but it was kind of controlled chippiness. It was just they were playing to the whistles. I mean, guys were getting thrown out of bounds. There was pads popping, and Braylon was into it. I mean, there was a first down every time he got a first down. He was marking it.
Well, he might need to pocket. He might need to pocket that a little bit. But that's the Gable thing, Brandon. Too. It's one time we were in a meeting with Dan before the state wrestling tournament. He looked at me and he goes, "Hey." In this one, because him and Bob Selby were watching a wrestling match, and he goes, both. He just looked me dead in the eyes. He goes, both these guys think they can win. This is when it's this is when it's all. And he was like, get ready to grab my arm. Because both of these guys think they can win. So watch this. And I didn't know who the wrestlers were, but that's what you want. You want two teams, and you want that competition. I was at one of those last night. That's why we do this. It's okay. It's okay to celebrate too. I think that's a great thing. Just not too carried away.
But I think Braylon is becoming Caitlin Clark in the sense that if he's not on your team, you might hate him. He's just got that.
That's okay.
And so you just see it and feel it last night. But I think there's respect. I know he respects the competitors he's playing against. And I'm pretty certain there's a lot of respect for him. Yes, you want to beat him, so I-35 beating him last week was, even if he wasn't on the field, it's still, you beat him.
Yeah, I think that'll come more. This kind of stuff that you're talking about will be more of his senior year. Obviously, when he goes to college, all that'll go away. But I do think since he's been coming up through, whether I talk to somebody at Madrid or Truro or Melcher or whatever, they're like, is that kid related to you? Like, well, yeah, he's a Bingham. Like, of course he is. But they're like, he's a good kid. Like, he's good. And, so that's really been nice. So I want him to keep that going, but yeah, I mean, maybe he will start to hot dog it a little bit, but I don't think Jared will allow it.
Oh, Jared might beat him. He'll just be done. But it'll be fun.
We're gonna be there Friday night. It's gonna be great. So we're thinking, are you gonna come? Because we was thinking about putting wireless mics on anybody that's a Bingham and just having
We don't have that many mics.
Little Wilk. Yeah, we do. We got like 6 or 7 DJs.
Yeah, you're gonna put a mic on everybody that's a Bingham.
Stan. Yeah, your dad.
Jason.
Jason, Jared, Derek for sure. If Derek will go to the game.
Well,
or
Derek
maybe
could even be live from the Urbandale Fire Station.
Maybe we should just have Derek be live, and then he can just go around and talk to people and just get moments. Maybe we'll just put Derek to work.
Yeah, him and Lil Wilk go to work together.
Yeah.
No, but I did have a couple. I'm reading some comments as they come in. I can't see all of them. I don't know.
Are there comments? I mean, people
just I have to see them on Facebook. It looks like we got G Money Grace Webb's mom talking about elite softball. Go Bailey. Grace is a nice player for us. And then I got Mr. Newton himself, Jason Price.
Yeah.
Is the real Bingham going to Pella next week? He thinks I'm going to Pella?
Yeah, he knows I'm the real Bingham. So Price, actually, I think he's our number one fan. I think
he might be top follower.
He's top follower. Yep. He will get a big pop from Casey's, like a coupon. And he'll get a Bingham bedwetter coupon. And here's what you do is you go find Dan Bingham down there at the Vanderlinden Apartments, and you get in the van with him, and he'll take you up and get you a pop price for being the top.
So huge battle. I'm guessing he's talking Pella Newton next week.
Yeah, I really want to go to that game, but we're going to Pleasantville. It's destiny's not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. We are going to Pleasantville Friday night. We will be in the Rose City Friday night.
Pleasantville, Ogden. Actually, I didn't think about it. It was the Battle of Roses this week. State Center is like the Rose capital of the world. Pleasantville was like the Rose Festival. Like,
I don't know why we were the Rose City.
I don't know, but we are now that we beat State Center. We just won that title. Rose capital of Iowa. And then I got some fun stuff rolling in here.
Do we have any other segments, or are we just going to wrap this thing?
We're going to wrap it.
Okay, cool.
TJ Fletcher coming in, not like him to talk, ? He is definitely a Bingham. I think that's in reference to Braylon.
Oh, yeah?
Or in reference to one of us talking. And then he was fired up. I love it. He's a great leader. And so people watching Braylon in action is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's the cool thing that he has that, is really special is just, I do think that it's when you have certain people, everybody on your team feels better when they're there. And that's a huge loss when you don't have them, when you don't have more 5 or 6, type kids. But I just feel like Trojans have that. So, it'll be fun to see how they get. And there's a lot of great programs that are going to have that. This is going to be a wild year in football.
There was a couple other fun comments came in. I know I saw Ethan Thomas talk about waking up to see the Central Decatur Leon. What are they? The Cardinals? They lost to somebody big last night. And then Jeremy Sheets with maybe the comment of the year so far.
Who's Jeremy Sheets? I don't know any of these people.
Jeremy Sheets is a Burgett. Like he's related to the Burgett side. So he's married
into the Bayard guy, or
no, he'd be, I don't know what he is guy, but he's kind of married into that Burgett side somehow. I'd have to figure out how the family tree works. But he, in reference to Stan Bingham and a microphone.
Yeah.
That's what his comment is.
Yeah. Can we read it on the air?
Yes, it is PG-13.
We're doing it.
Don't need one for Stan. You'll hear him.
Yeah, I know we'll hear him, and the Nat sound different, but we want that intimate sound of him. Fire up sidelines, but yeah. So that whole year, so when Braylon's dad was playing basketball as sophomore, and Derek, who thought he was really cool.
Derek was no good. Jared could have been good, but I think he only played maybe 4 games.
Actually, Derek was okay basketball player, and I didn't get to see those guys play football. He was actually decent. He wasn't.
Are we going to have that? That's what we should do. This one of our live challenges should be at the Urbandale Fire Station where they do all the fire training.
Well, yeah, I think what would be fair is me and Jared against you and Derek, because you and Derek were a lot alike in that you were good.
If I get Jared, I'll play.
No, Jared's on my team.
No, I get Jared.
All right, then. So it's me and Derek.
Yeah, we will smoke
big bros versus little bros. Like if they call fouls and stuff, then we're gonna lose. But if it's straight up, but Derek's kind of a whiner. So
he is. I don't want Derek.
So
Jared might not talk.
No, you just try to hurt us. But I feel like we should bring some other brothers in, like the Corselmans. So then it would be me, Scott, Corselman and Derek against you and Nate and Jared. That would be
yeah, I'm all for that. Like, if I don't want Scott on my team, like I'll never touch the ball.
If I have Scott, I just have to set picks though, and I don't know if I can pick any of you guys. You guys are so big.
So
I would do that at the Urbandale Fire Department. I would do that, but I would have to get prepped for a few weeks.
I think that needs to be over the holidays.
That could be a good idea.
We get ready. So between Thanksgiving and Christmas, we play a Bingham Corselman 3-on-3.
Yeah.
Well, first one to 3.
Yeah.
Like, we can't play a lot of points.
Do we bring in suitors? We could bring in other relatives.
Suitors
like
would
Clark
hurt
boys. Huh?
Suitors would hurt everybody. Like Tyler plays heavy hands basketball.
Yeah, Tyler. Yeah.
All right. So I had some really cool segments. We're not going to get to them.
We're not going to get to them.
I think Grayson already called me to pick him up half an hour.
Oh, you better get going.
But he didn't actually. It wasn't from his phone. He didn't take his phone.
Because I think Carter Rex and Gemma Drew are coming too. Or I
had a Bat Bros segment. We'll push that to next week. They had an unleashed. I don't even know what the bat. We'll have to see. It was cool. Dude hit one like 125 exit velo off of it. It was pretty amazing. So we'll check that later. But kind of some other things to kind of wrap this. Like, I saw you were posting stuff on your calendar for the first time this week.
What are you talking about?
Like, I looked at your calendar. Like, I never look at your calendar.
Oh, my personal stuff. I got to take Mom's phone over
from the couch.
Yeah, she left it on the couch before I go over to the grandkids.
Okay.
What was I posting?
Ride your bike?
Huh?
You can ride your bike and
I'm gonna ride my bike over there really fast. So yeah, Eric Church. You mean Eric Church? I put that on there years ago. Like,
yeah, but you had Eric Church on the calendar.
Yeah, but I put that on there months ago.
You're going to Eric Church?
Eric Church tonight, baby. Yeah. I don't know all of his songs, but
I would say give me your top 5 Eric Church songs.
I don't know any. I don't. When I start singing them, so I have them on my Amazon playlist. So something about there's one about whiskey and living. I don't know. I'm gonna enjoy the concert. Once the songs start, I'll be able to sing them.
I know, but you wouldn't know. I knew you wouldn't know a song. Like, you're going to the concert, but you would not know one.
I couldn't list his songs. No, there's no way. But once they start playing, I'll be able to sing them. Just like Aldine. I don't know any of the names of his songs, but once
I don't know any Eric Church right away. Like, The Outsiders was the one that I was thinking of right away.
He's got some good stuff though.
What didn't we hit today?
We're gonna enjoy. Just Kirk Ferentz. I gotta tell you, Kirk Ferentz's contract goes through 2029. I hope he coaches till 2039. I think he's the best coach in the history of high school. I just think he's tremendous. I think Iowa's just going to keep winning. People are so frustrated with him, but these guys are so special. And when they're gone, you're going to miss them. And I just think Iowa fans that don't want Kirk to be their head coach are just outside their mind.
So parting shot here today, Hawks, Hoosiers. Do the Hawks beat the Fighting Ron Dankses?
I don't know if they can. I don't know if they'll beat Indiana today, but if they do, then they'll maybe lose a game that they shouldn't. Things like that can still happen. But what's going on with character? How much love is in that room? Where can they get to ultimately, and how good can they be at the end of the year? What's realistic and what's not? Whether they win today or not, they still got a chance to sneak into some sort of playoff, talk. And I think that's what's really cool because people are like, oh, Oregon, Penn State, they're going to lose those games. They might not. But it sounds like, Indiana's coach is a lot like Ferentz. He's just done it and been consistent. And now he's really got some athletes and they're a little more explosive. So I don't know. I like the Hawks today. I mean, at home, I think, Indiana's a little explosive and they've been successful, but bring it. See what happens.
I'm actually kind of excited for it. I think I might watch the game.
Yeah.
Tune into the old Peacock and watch it.
Iowa State's got a cool one today. I think they've definitely have a edge in that game, but Arizona's quarterback is kind of scary.
He's a dude.
Antoine, both quarterbacks that we're seeing against our in-state opponents are really, really good. So that's always the stuff that scares you because when you have a dynamic. But I'm just telling you, I mean, Gronowski for Heisman, you heard it here a couple weeks ago. I'm all in on the guy. People just badmouth him. I'm like, I love him.
I think Gronowski. I don't even know what. Like, I think he wins today. I think they beat Indiana. I don't know. I just have a feeling that like this is one of those Hawkeye football games.
Yeah.
They just go take, and I think this is one of those Cyclone football games today too.
Yeah. Weegan is, and you see what we just done the last couple of weeks. We've had Williamsburg last night with Blythe, and just the blood running thick, and how that ate him up. The Iowa State game ate him up and he's just like, and he's still got that going. So like Indiana's like, oh, they got good special teams. Yeah. Yeah. He's going to try to take it to the house on you every single time he touches the ball. And it might hurt. He might hurt the team doing that because he just cares that much, but that's the kind of stuff that's cool. Those Iowa kids on both rosters just grinding it out.
So before 10 a.m. on Saturday, we say Hawks win, and I think Iowa State puts a 60-7 beating on Arizona.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's just one of those games where everything goes Cyclone way. And Matt Campbell's just over there bending this hat. That's all he does.
Yeah, and we talked about that at the beginning of the year. The loss, to Arizona State, I think is just sticking in his craw right now, and I think that's his motivator, and I think the team feels that. So I don't know. I'm not with the bye week and all that, and I don't watch Arizona. I don't know anything. I'm not a predictor guy, but yeah, I'd be rooting like my guts out for both schools today.
All right, go hang out with Kirby.
Yeah, and Gemma Drew.
Kirby.
Gemma Drew.
All right, have a good one. We're out. Right. See ya.
See ya. Hit that close, man.